Hi Seb, welcome to Frightfest. Your film screening later on this afternoon. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling hold it. Sorry.
We'll start again. Hi Seb, welcome to Frightfest. Your film Are We Monsters is screening later this afternoon. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling rather excited. It's actually the first time the cast and crew have seen it, so that's pretty crazy. Hopefully they like it, and hopefully it goes down well with not only them but the whole crowd as well.
And I mean, for those that don't know, what's the film about?
So Are We Monsters is a coming-of-age fantasy about a werewolf who's trying to find her identity, whilst two werewolf hunters figure out how they can control the werewolf population when their silver bullets run out.
I mean, the film's also it's built around this great relationship between Maya and this boy Luke, who's obsessed with all things mythological. How did that idea develop?
Ooh, as in their relationship or his? Yeah. Well, it was kind of someone who definitely felt, two characters who both felt very lost with who they were, and there's a common theme throughout the film where all characters are trying to find their identity throughout. And we wanted someone who felt very confident, and then that kind of got broke down, and then someone who felt very unconfident, and then started to find themselves. So we wanted to get all walks of life for what it was like to find your identity.
And I mean, there's an interesting icebreaker between the two in terms of crisps. So I guess, which crisps are you? Are you Bears or are you Cheese Puffs?
It definitely depends on the day, but I think I lean towards Bears more generally, And you can like do a little puppeting with them and make your own little stories.
Always the director, always the storyteller.
Even when you're snacking, yeah.
I mean, I guess obviously, this film is in the works, but you're also busy on your next project. What can you tell us about that?
Well, tomorrow we are continuing to film the next project. It's half animated, half live action, and it's heavily inspired by anime with some super crazy fight sequences with aliens from different dimensions. Pretty crazy, with skateboard swords as well.
Obviously, animation and live action seems to be, your sort of style. Is that something that you think you're going to continue throughout your career?
Oh, absolutely. I think there's so much freedom with animation that you just want to, well, at least I just want to keep doing it because you can completely control and goes beyond the scope of what you could normally do with live action. And I think you can tell a lot more engaging and exciting stories because of that.
And obviously we're here at Frightfest. I guess we should probably discuss the festival. What do you think it is about the horror genre that means that we can make a whole festival out of this sort of film?
Sorry, so what it is, might
you don't get a rom-com festival, you don't get a drama festival. What do you think it is about horror that lends itself to being able to do something that has like 60 different films?
I see. So the thing with horror is there's such a consistent culture and similarities, common tropes that you tend to feel, and common kind of characters and things like that come up, and as a result you can often build a community around that. They keep coming back. They somewhat know what to expect, so you've got something which feels kind of relatable and you know where it's going to go from, and it often flips it around and excites you in different ways. And I think it's that lovely piece of familiarity with something that's fresh, and so you can keep coming back and building more of a community because of it.
And obviously, the horror genre, there's so many different facets of it. So where does Are We Monsters sort of fit in that spectrum?
To be honest, Are We Monsters is definitely more of a fantasy film. And I think with it we have these little horror elements in there, but it's kind of one of those introductory horror films. So if you're someone who is more into exploring the lore of things like werewolves and lycanthropy and things like that, we get to explore those ways in, I think, ways that a lot of other films don't do. Be able to break that down, and you get to fall into a universe. And we kind of take things around that realm. It's rather than something that's trying to constantly shock you, it's more trying to bring you in and get you excited about the world.
Well, I will let you go and go to your screening, and best of luck with it.
Thank you very much.